Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of The Night Sky. This week I'm your host, Andrew Fazekas, the Night Sky guy from Montreal, Canada. It's February 19th, 2024. Wow, beginning of a new week. We're almost finished February. I hope you're doing well. Hope things are going great in your neck of the woods. Maybe you did some sky watching. I'd love to hear where you're watching from, what you're looking at in the sky. Put it in the comment section. And if you find value in this video, as always, do the good stuff. It means so much to me. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and all that good social stuff or whatever platform you're watching up, whether it's YouTube, Facebook. I love your support so I can bring these videos into your home every week as usual, and share where you're watching from. I've got people from all over the world. I see David from the UK. I've got Jesse from Oregon, USA. I've got Rebecca in Richmond, Virginia. Welcome. Nice of you to join us. It's great to see you. We've got Laura from Southern Indiana. Who else do we have here? Gopa in New Jersey. That's great. And Cynthia from beautiful cold Michigan, and Pavel from Montreal, a fellow Montrealer, same city as I'm in. And guess what, guys? Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe this. I actually have clear skies. Yes, I know. I've been droning on for weeks about yucky skies here in Montreal. This is kind of the view out my window right now. I see between all the trees and everything. I live in a forest. I know I'm the night sky guy and I live in a forest. That's not exactly the most ideal spot, but I've got my local little areas here nearby that I do go out and watch the stars. Even actually from my backyard, I can. I've got a nice little view, but look at that. Clear skies. The sun is setting right now. It's late in Monday afternoon. It's 5:23 p.m. So the sun is just about to set. And I tell you, it's just great to have clear skies. It's very cold. It's like what is it now? Minus 12 degrees right now, Celsius. So it is a challenge to be outside, but I tell you, there's some beautiful things. If we jump right into the planetarium program, folks, this is the view right now as we stand. Sun is setting. This is just soon after sunset. It's actually about just under an hour, 45 minutes from now. This will be the view in the sky. From where I am, 45-degree latitude north. So this is pretty relevant for folks in, say, mid-northern parts of mid-latitude areas like, I don't know, like Seattle, New York, Washington, D.C., London, England, places like that, Tokyo, Japan, similar type of views. And you can see what is really dominating this week in the skies. Definitely, we got to say it is our friend Jupiter. Oh yeah, that giant planet is awesome. And if you haven't seen it yet, oh gosh, what are you waiting for? Go out and view it. It's really perfectly located in the skies, in just after sunset. Let the darkness fall a little bit. Give it some time, and you'll see that bright star-like object. You can't miss it because it's the brightest star-like object in the southwestern skies. So do check that out. Hey, Sylvia from Lubbock, Texas, Sharon from Michigan, and Jewel from New York City. Welcome aboard. Great to have you. Tess from Sweden is also here. Jeff from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. He's mentioning that clear skies are, what does he say? Clear skies are rare in winter because of Lake Superior's fog effects. Yeah, that's true. So what does that mean? When those clear skies come, you take advantage of it. You got it, right, Jeff? That's for sure. So, I hear you. So, and Barbara from upstate New York, welcome as well. So get outside, look for Jupiter, guys, because it's just gorgeous. It's really prime time for viewing it in terms of just being, right after supper time. It's fantastic. If you have binoculars handy, then you might want to try to see the seventh most distant planet from the sun. That's Uranus. It looks like a green dot. You can see in this planetarium program, by the way, by Sky Safari Pro. That's the one I'm using, my friends at Simulation Curriculum. Great program. And you can see Uranus here. It's just a fantastic a fantastic sight. Uranus is very small, right? So even with binoculars, it looks like a distinctly greenish dot. That's what you're looking for. It's nothing fancy, but it's definitely a dot. And if you have a small telescope, it looks like a disc, a greenish blue disc, really. That's all it is. But you have to remember, it's over 2 billion kilometers away from us. So it's amazing we can see it. And what is it? It takes, let's see what it is here. In terms of light travel time, 164 minutes. 164 minutes for the light to travel one way to your eye from Uranus. It's incredible. And look, lo and behold, is the beautiful moon. Did you see the beautiful photograph I managed to take a couple of days ago of the quarter moon? It's a waxing gibbous moon right now, but it was a quarter moon just a couple of nights ago. Just absolutely magnificent. It was on my Facebook timeline. So if you're on Facebook, check it out. Night Sky Guy. I posted it. I was very happy with the results of that. So check that out. And it is currently, the moon is in Gemini. Okay, so if I get this a little bit darker, say another hour, 2 hours after sunset, you're going to be able to see something like this, the moon. And right next to it, you see there's 2 stars right next to it. This is Castor and then Pollux. These are the twin stars of Gemini. So the moon's pathway makes it go plow through this part of the sky regularly. And what's neat is, as always, as I mentioned, the moon is a great guidepost for finding, certain things in the sky as well. One is very neat is this lineup that Castor, the moon, makes, and kind of points. If you kind of draw an imaginary line, equal distance that separates Castor and the moon tonight, just continue that line. And what do you hit? M35. M35, a beautiful open cluster, highly recommended. It's an easy target. Easy target, why? Because it's only magnitude 5, the visual magnitude of 5, which means for people who are looking at it, it's visible technically with the naked eye, but an easy target with binoculars. And because the moon and Castor is a guidepost tonight, it just makes it so easy to see this star cluster. So this is what you're looking for, this one right here. This is something else in the background, another open cluster far away. You may not see it. It looks really bright in this photograph, but it is a photograph. What will capture your eye will be this clustering right here. It's absolutely gorgeous. You don't want to miss it. And where is it in the sky? It's tonight, Monday, the 19th of February. The moon and Castor, one of the Gemini twin stars, just forms this beautiful line with the moon, and off to the side there, on the opposite side of the moon, is M35, the 3,000 light year distant open star cluster. It just looks like a scattering of jewels. So you don't want to miss that. That's a really easy target to see. With binoculars, it'll be a cinch. Even with the glow of the moon, you'll be able to capture that. I know tonight with clear skies, and yes, I do have clear skies. I mean, I can't believe this. I have clear skies. Look, the guys, I'm going outside. Skies with that look like that, it's worth heading outside. So you've got the moon, and nearby too, you'll see other very bright stars. Absolutely knocking your eyes out will be Betelgeuse. And then, of course, the Belt of Orion, super famous, right? It's one of those things that we learn, one of the first constellations when we start learning the night sky. And if you don't know anything about the sky, your eye will be drawn to the Belt of Orion. All of this action, is really taking place up in the southeast southern part of the sky at night tonight. So that's where the moon is. Now, I'll just zoom in again with the moon. So let's skip to tomorrow night, Tuesday, the 20th. And look where the moon is. The moon is going to move. Let me just refresh here. And you can see the moon right there is very, very close to the star Pollux, the other star in the constellation Gemini, right there, Pollux. Let me see if I can get that right there. And of course, the distance of Pollux is 33.8 light years away. Pollux and the moon are going to be an absolutely beautiful pairing in the skies Tuesday night. So this is Tuesday, the 20th of February. If we continue moving on with the journey of the moon will be in Cancer by Wednesday. Cancer the crab. Again, where is all this action taking place? In the east, early evening. You can see what time I have here. It's just after 7 o'clock on Wednesday. So the moon has moved off beyond Castor and Pollux in Gemini, has gone into the Crab constellation. And guess what? There is another absolutely beautiful a grouping of stars I want you to take a look at is the Beehive. The moon and the Beehive will be together on Wednesday night. Again, fantastic thing for binoculars. Of course, with the waxing gibbous moon, we're nearly full moon here. The moon officially reaches full moon phase on Friday morning, in the early morning hours in North American time. I think it's just after 7 o'clock or between 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning. But that means that Thursday night and Friday night will both be great times to see basically what looks like a full moon. But here we are on Wednesday. This is showing you where the moon is on Wednesday, in the Crab constellation next to the Beehive cluster. Beehive cluster is a fantastic binocular site. That's what you're looking for. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? This is the cluster. You've got blue and yellowish stars all clustered together. And what's neat is this cluster of stars, you'll see, is over 600 light years away from us. You're looking back 6 centuries back in time when you're seeing this pairing. So highly recommend that on Wednesday night. And then if we just zoom out again, we'll see where we go on Thursday. So by Thursday night, the moon is basically going to look like a full moon almost. Basically, right in front of the mouth of Leo the lion is what we're talking about. Isn't this cool? The moon is just a great guidepost. I love it because it just shifts its position from night to night, shifts its appearance too, from morphs into a different visual appearance from night to night. It's just fascinating to watch. And it's, if you do nothing else in terms of sky watching, just following the moon's cycle through the sky is just gorgeous. It knocks your eyes out, and you don't need any equipment. It's so beautiful. So the moon on Thursday night next to Leo the lion. So highly recommend that on Thursday night. Check that out. And by Friday night, again, a full moon will look like basically a full moon. Remember, the full moon is officially Friday morning, North American Eastern time. But by Friday night, again, it'll look like everywhere around the world. Friday night, Thursday night will look like a beautiful full moon. And this is, by the way, interesting. This full moon that we're seeing in Leo, it'll be next to the very bright star Regulus. This is the brightest star in the constellation Leo the Lion. So you won't want to miss this. This full moon next to this bright, brilliant white diamond-like star. Just a gorgeous, effect. The pairing of these two. Jewel is asking if you can post photos from our area. Can we post? Yes, you can. On my timeline, on Facebook or on YouTube, just share your photos. I'd love to see them, and I think the community at large would love to see them. So yeah, share your photos. I'll take photos too. As you can see, many times I'm out with my phone and I'll take photographs. That's all you need, is just your phone, really, to take some fantastic photos. So try that. That's going to be great. Friday night, the moon next to Regulus. And guess what? Here's some little bit more information on this pairing that we're going to see in the skies. So the moon and Regulus are together. Again, this will be rising in the east early evening. So as soon as the sun sets in the west, the full moon will be rising in the east shortly thereafter and just dominating the overnight skies. As the pair rises higher and higher in the skies, you can see from hour to hour, as I'm going to show you here, like by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, higher and higher, heading towards the southern sky. So no matter what time of the night, you'll see this pairing of Regulus and the moon together in the sky. So don't miss that Friday night. Just fantastic. Also, interesting tidbits of information that you may not know is that the full moon this month is called the Hunger Moon, also known as the snow moon, of course, with all the snow around us. It's a very appropriate naming of the moon. It's very northern hemisphere centric, obviously. So for those of you in the southern hemisphere, it's middle of summer. Here it's where I am in the northern hemisphere. That's where the name of the moon comes from that I'm referring to. But what's also interesting is, did you know that this is also an apogee moon, not a perigee moon? It's also basically the smallest, what's known as a micromoon. We've all heard of supermoons. Well, this is what we call a micro full moon, meaning that it's the opposite. It's the smallest full moon we'll see in the entire year of 2024. It'll only be about 7% smaller than usual. I don't think most of us will even notice the difference, but technically it's about 50,000 kilometers closer to us, to Earth, the moon is, than the average distance of the full moon. So that makes it appear ever so slightly smaller. And so we would call it a micromoon, or what astronomers would coin it as an apogee moon. Apogee referring to when it's closest to our planet. Perigee moon is, I should say, a farthest away from that. I had that opposite. Apogee is the farthest, perigee the closest. So this is the farthest that the moon is. Therefore, it appears smallest in the sky above us. So I hope that's clear. It's an apogee, meaning farther away. So the moon disk will appear smaller. Will you see it? Tell me. I'd love to hear from you if you're actually going to be able to tell if this full moon that happens on Friday night is going to look smaller than the average full moon. It's known as the micro full moon. And so there you have it. It's the smallest of the year. Little tidbit you can share with friends and family when you're heading out this Friday looking at the full moon. So if we head back to the planetarium software, there's one more thing I wanted to share, and that's Thursday morning. So if I go back hour by hour, let's see here, and I go into the early morning hours of Thursday, check this out. So we're going to go into the early morning hours. Here we go. There's going to be a super close conjunction, probably the closest planetary conjunction of the entire year is going to happen this Thursday morning, the 22nd of February. This is what you're going to see. So what are you seeing here? Two planets, Mars and Venus, literally at their closest to each other in the early morning skies. Now, this is going to be a challenge. You'll need binoculars, or better yet, a small telescope to see this. So if you're up for it, it's going to happen only a few degrees above the horizon, very close to the southeastern horizon, these two planets. Venus is easy. It's the brightest of the two. But Mars is going to be a lot fainter, over 100 times fainter than Venus, or should I say 1/100th as faint as Venus, and making it really something you might need, I think, a telescope to see. Perhaps binoculars will be enough to pick it out of the glow of dawn, but the two will be super close together, fit easily within definitely within binoculars, and even within the field of view of a small telescope. So if you bring out your small telescope, point it at that bright star hanging in the southeast, I'd say about a half hour, 45 minutes before your local sunrise, this is what will greet you. Now, if you live closer to the equator, or in the southern hemisphere, you'll get a better view of this than those of us in the mid-northern latitudes, like where I am. This will be quite a challenge for me to see, if at all possible. I'd have to find a spot that is very close to the horizon to see this. But the closer you are to the equator and to the southern hemisphere, the better the view, the farther this will, higher up in the sky, farther away from the sun, this pairing will appear, making it easier for you to see. So again, mark that down on your calendar. Thursday, the 22nd, and this is about a half hour, 45 minutes before your local sunrise in the southeast. Venus and Mars together. Very pretty, in fact. Very pretty. Highly recommend this. So guys, hey, there you go. Phew. Lots of stuff. Yeah, all kinds of interesting things. I know JJ says Orion is her favorite constellation. I hear you. I love it too. And Orion, you can, what's there not to love about Orion? It's just filled with magic. treasures, all kinds. We'll get back to Orion some more next week, definitely. I'll talk more about it. It's great stuff. Hey, thanks so much for joining me and spending a few moments out of your day with me. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you got something out of it. If you do find value in this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, whether it's YouTube or Facebook. It means a whole lot to me. It allows me to bring these videos to you every week for free. It's something that I love to do. There's a lot of interesting things I have in the works coming up. Excited to share more things with the hobby, more things about the night sky that just unlock it for all the rest of us. If you're not into telescopes and binoculars even too much, and you're just a casual sky watcher, I'm here to be your guide, and I love your support. We're all part of the same community, watching the same skies above us. So thank you very much for your support on everything. And if you're interested in learning more, don't forget my book, Backyard Guide to the Night Sky, out by National Geographic. It's considered a bestseller. I'm selling signed dedicated copies of that internationally on my website, thenightskyguide.com. Also have, of course, Stargazer's Atlas available. Both of these I sign and dedicate and ship internationally. So any of those that are of interest to you, just send me, just go online and you can, it makes a great gift, actually. That's what a lot of people have told me, that they love it as a gift giving opportunity. So, hey, I'll see you all next week. Stay safe. And until the next time, I wish all of you clear skies. Bye, guys.